Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is attorney Charles Zavala and I'm a business immigration lawyer located here in beautiful Houston, Texas, but we can help you no matter where you are. The purpose of this video is most likely if you're seeing this, you're either a pilot, an instructor, or something kind of in the aviation community. So this video could be really good for you if you are interested in moving you and your family to the USA to work here permanently and get your green card with what's called a legal permanent resident. So if this is something you may be potentially interested in, I just ask you, just give us the whole video. It should take less than 10 minutes, but I'm gonna explain a way in which you and your family could qualify to get a green card here in the USA without needing an employer, okay? Everything's legal, we do this at our office, and that's what today's video is gonna explain it to you. And after the video, if you feel like you would want more information, please feel free to call me on the phone number on the screen. All phone calls are done with me personally, so we can discuss your options to see where you are. So I just ask you give me this video to try to convince you or at least enlighten you a little bit as to what can happen. So let's start at the beginning, right? And this video is specifically to people going to be in the aviation community. You know, we work a lot with the pilots, instructors, commercial freight, all sorts of stuff. But we also do videos for other kind of professions, but this one's solely if you're in that community. So there is a type of visa. It's called an EB2. EB stands for employment based. And there's different types of EBs. There's EB1, there's EB2, there's EB3. But for this video specifically, we're talking about an EB2. And most importantly, with the exception with pilots, or what's nice is that you may qualify for what's called a National Interest Waiver, which means that you do not need an employer to sponsor you. That means you can do it on your own without needing an employer. However, we have to qualify for this. But pilots, we've been having great success with this. So I've made some videos about EB2 and the National Interest Waiver, but this one's going to be specifically to you guys, your career, your profession. So for an EB2, the first thing we have to do is show that you are qualified for an EB2. And that means we have to show one of two things. A, either you have an advanced degree, or two, you have an exceptional ability. Most of the time when we're working with pilots, instructors, we're not doing the advanced degree, we're doing under exceptional ability. But it could be possible that they also have an advanced degree. For an advanced degree, we have to show that you have a bachelor's or baccalaureate degree and 5 years experience in that career. That's one way we can show the advanced degree. Or the other way is that you have to have any degree past a bachelor's degree or baccalaureate. So that could be, you could have your master's, PhD, JD, whatever you went to schooling after bachelor's, that can qualify. However, in this situation, most of our pilots, most of our instructors, we're bringing under exceptional ability. And the way we prove an exceptional ability is there's a bunch of different ways, but we only have to show 3 of them. So I'm gonna give you a list of ways we can prove it, and we only have to hit 3 of them, right? So the first one and easiest if you're a pilot or your instructor is obviously you have a license, right? You have a certificate, something that allows you to do your profession. So boom, that's one thing we need. And remember, we only need 3 of these, one thing. Number 2 is, are you part of any professional associations? I'm assuming the aviation community has a lot of professional associations that you have to be part of. So that can be another way, right? So if we can show that, boom, we already have 2 out of the 3. Another way we can show it is, have you been working for over 10 years in your profession? If you have, boom, that's another thing that goes in our favor. Another term we can consider is, how have you been paid in the past? Did you get paid well? You know, if you got paid well, could we say that it was because of your exceptional ability, right? So long story short, what we need to do is we need to convince the government that you have an exceptional ability. It's going to be a case-by-case scenario for everybody, but if you have your certificate, you're in associations, you have your license, you've been doing this a while, you will, I think, will qualify. We'll have to talk, give me a call, we'll do everything, but we do have success with that. So let's pretend we can establish that you have an exceptional ability. Fantastic. So normally what would happen is you would need an employer to sponsor you, right? Which is great, you know, you can come to the USA, but you need an employer, and that can take time and it takes process. However, there is something called the National Interest Waiver, which means that you do not need an employer. That means that you can petition yourself, and we have been having great success with pilots. Our team is very we've been doing this a lot. We have success with pilots, so it's a very good option. But to do this, we have to classify, or we have to qualify for what's called the National Interest Waiver. And to do that is, ultimately, we have to show that the job you are doing is of national importance. And the way we do that is there's 3 things we have to prove. And I'm going to read them off this, my little notes right here. But ultimately, the most important thing is we have to show that it's of national importance. And right now, pilots, instructors, that is falling under national importance. But anyways, what we have to prove is this, that number 1, the proposed endeavor is of substantial merit and national importance. And the reason why I'm reading this like this is because this is what the law says. So the proposed endeavor is of substantial merit and national importance. So the proposed endeavor just means a job. What are you going to come here to do, right? Are you going to come here to be a pilot? Okay, so your pilot is of substantial merit and national importance. Right now, it is. The government has said it is. COVID has set things back. There's a shortage of pilots. There's a shortage of instructors. The aviation community is suffering right now. So that's 1. The second is you have to be well positioned to advance that endeavor, right? And that's going to be part of the exceptional ability, right? Do you have the qualifications? Do you have the skills? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have the wherewithal to be able to propose this job? Right? And then lastly, it's got to be a significant benefit for national interest. That's kind of like the first one. Right now, because there is such a demand in the aviation industry, we have had success qualifying under these 3 prongs to hit the national interest waiver, right? So assuming you've been watching this video up to now, and so far everything sounds good, and you feel like you can hit one of these things, you and your family may be eligible to apply for your green card and live here in the USA. You know, we handle these type of cases. We handle employment, immigration. We have a team that has experience handling these kind of things. So the way you should think about it is this, you know, if you can prove that you have the exceptional ability, which a lot of pilots, instructors, and aviation community can do it, then we got to think about the national interest waiver. I think we can pull it off, and that means you don't need an employer. So that means it's less time and you can get your green card. So if you would like to talk about this, or if you have questions, or if I've convinced you to at least, hey, you want to know a little bit more information, please feel free to give me a call. The phone number is there on the screen. All appointments are going to be with me personally via the phone, and we can discuss how it is that we can get you here or what are our options, okay? My name is Attorney Charles Zavala. Thank you very much for your trust, and if there's anything you need, feel free to give us a call. Thank you.